why Republicans joined Democrats to fight against Trump on trying to destroy collective bargaining.
This is for educational and entertainment purposes only.
Hello, and welcome to the Think Tank, where we use critical thinking, deductive reasoning, just a pinch of common sense to draw unbiased and logical conclusions. Today, we're here to talk about Congress once again stepping up and realizing that some of Trump's policies might not be beneficial to his constituents, such as peeling away collective bargaining. If this is the kind of content you like to engulf, if you want to hear more about this from a critical thinking perspective, from people from different viewpoints on how this might affect how about Trump, this is your channel. Subscribe, catch up, hear what we got to do. If you like the video, and you probably will, like it, share it, let other people know. Right now, before we dig in, I'm going to ask my co-host, the Honorable Dion Powell, to introduce himself. Dion?
Hello, family. Welcome to the undisclosed location in tropical wherever. I'm District Leader Dion Powell, trying to mentally escape the miserable doom and gloom of this town, and happy holidays to you and your family. I'm a community consultant and strategic solutionist for all intents and purposes, and I'm of the America First School of Thought, pushing towards America Only, and in addition, an 80-20 Trumpster, because now a lot of people like myself are agreeing 80% of the time with the president and 20% not so much. But let's see what we can do today. Back to you, Skip.
People are finding themselves ways to distance themselves from Trump's policies. America Only, 80-20. There's even those that are holding on tightly are finding ways to distance themselves from his policies. This is something I'm happy to hear. People are waking up. It's slow. First it's 20%, then it's going to be 50%. Then they're going to realize, wait, this man's a war criminal. He's a felon. He's a thief. He's doing things that hurt me. But right now, I'll take the 20%. It's a wake up. Today we're here going to talk about collective bargaining. Collective bargaining, for those of you who don't know, is instead of you going to negotiate for yourself, you get a group of people together. Some people call this group union. So you unionize, you get a group of people together, and then you're all like, yo, it's all or nothing. We all saying this. You can't fire all of us. So these are our demands. This is called collective bargaining. Now, Trump's administration took away collective bargaining power from federal employees, leaving people to fight individually for themselves. In a collective bargaining union, when you fight, you're represented by an attorney, you have everybody behind you, and what happens for one happens for all. In the private sector, without collective bargaining, I might get hired to screw in bolts on the fender of your car, and I might get paid $5 an hour. You might get hired to screw bolts in on the other side of that car, and you might get $50 an hour, because there's no standardized pricing, no standardized anything. You're by yourself. Whatever you can negotiate, you can negotiate. And without that collective bargaining power, it's like, well, why should I pay you 50 if I'm paying him 5? Like 15 for everybody? Nah, you get out of here. I'm going to get somebody else for 5. Somebody's going to take it because I always replace you. You don't have nobody backing you up by yourself. And Trump's repeal of collective bargaining was incredibly damaging to anybody that was within the union. Hey, everybody, this is your boy Leo. You know me. I've been doing commercials for 15 years, television commercials, radio ads, billboards. Now I'm trying to step it into the big leagues. I want to be an independent filmmaker. I've got the degrees, I've got the experience, and I need your help to make my first independent film, Garot. So Garot is Boys in the Hood meets Clue. So these dudes from Brooklyn is trying to buy their drugs to supply the hood. So they go to the mafia stronghold and they purchase their drugs, but one of them turns up dead. And now there's a race to find out who did it. The Godfather's going to send in his hit squad, Squadra Assassina, to take them out, they don't figure out who did it because somebody died on his turf and he's not happy and he can't have stuff like that happening in his business. So please, if you want to show support, my Kickstarter campaign is down in the description box. Now, everybody outside looking in looked and said, oh my God, you're union breaking and you're really doing it. This is horrific. This is terrible. This is bad. And it was being upheld until recently where Congress said, you know what, Trump, enough's enough. We see who you are. We now stand united against you. Well, not united, but coming together enough where before they were terrified about being primaried or having somebody that Trump puts in to run against them. Now that most of the Congress, not the moron in charge, but most of Congress is starting to realize that if we continue to support Trump, we're going to get creamed in the primaries anyway. Trump doesn't have the support he used to have. We'll take the risk of going against Trump and do what's best for our constituents. And they went against Trump on several occasions now, the ACA, the Epstein files, now collective bargaining, strengthening unions. They've said, no, we're not going to strip away collective bargaining. Dion, is it America first, America only, or whatever title they're giving ourselves now? What do you think?
Well, I think this goes back to the president's and woman rink situation before he was president. Remember how you guys like to dig up things in the past Trump did was so evil? Well, the woman rink project here in New York City was an ice skating rink that President Trump at the time, as a philanthropist, came in and saved and progressed this job, as they call it, because we all know sometimes union disputes and labor can be...
Did everybody get paid in the end? Because you know how he moved.
Well, we won't talk about that right now. We're talking about
that's what I thought.
And we're talking about how labor and union disputes can hold up multi-million-dollar projects and, put an impediment to progress. And that's always been an issue. That's why right now there's something called at-will workers. That's why nonprofits in New York City are a big problem because they're all at-will workers. Why can't the major nonprofits in New York City that own the shelters and some of the programs, why can't they unionize and organize? So me, for example, full disclosure, I was a member of Teamsters Local 804 when I used to work for United Parcel, and also a member of DC 37 when I used to work at Hostos Community College. So I know what it is to be like with organized in labor. However, if I could share my screen, oh wow, damn, it's not ready. I just want to make a quick update to you, Leo, that Congress recently, as of December 11th, actually, the House overturned the president. So you see things are starting to crack. So we are, family, as you see in Political, a major news outlet that I'm on the email list, House passes bill to restore federal workers' bargaining rights. Now, mind you, this still has to pass the Senate, and then the president has veto power. But again, we have 20 Republicans that joins Democrats because collective bargaining is a bipartisan issue of labor. That's why a lot of companies moved overseas to get cheaper labor because they know if they do it here, people have certain rights when it comes to wages and, health insurance and actually workers' rights. So that's the update on that. And again, I'm an 80-20 Trumpster, former union guy. And yeah. So that's what I have to say about that.
Well, you've covered it better than I could. That's basically it. So thank you for your input. Anybody that has any questions, leave a comment. We will get to it. We will definitely let you know. Dion, thank you for explaining why Republicans joined Democrats to fight against Trump on trying to destroy collective bargaining. I happen to have been a member of DC 37 and 32BJ in the past as well. I understand collective bargaining myself. So any closing statements, Dion?
Yeah, but keep in mind, a good amount of these unions, unfortunately, are compromised by the blue team. And so you got to sometimes look into certain matters yourselves. This is one issue, as you can see, as a bipartisan, is forcing more people on the right to come to the center with the Democrats, and hopefully vice versa, like opening the government, if you recall. So I just
I would like to add to that and say, remember that the majority of the union supported Trump. And then he went and killed them. Because that's how Trump ended up, right?
actually, just like the New York Times and other entities, last year's 2024 presidential election was so heated that a lot of people decided not to endorse. Even though internally the members want to vote one way for either presidential candidate, but a lot of unions themselves, well, I shouldn't say a lot, quite a few actually didn't do the endorsement
And
process.
quite a few
Like
supported
the
him.
Teamsters
The
themselves.
Teamsters actually supported Trump.
Did they vote to endorse him?
They endorsed him. I don't know if they, can't tell. I don't know how they voted.
I
They
don't think
endorsed
they
him.
endorsed him. The president spoke at the RNC and tried to talk to Kamala Harris, just like Kennedy and some others, and she snubbed him. So the members had an internal vote, and a lot of them want to actually endorse Trump, some others, and he copped out and said, "Hey, if I recall." So pull it up, Leo. Let's see what the internet says.
Saying something wrong.
Well, there you go. That's hard to admit, but that's big of you.
Oh, wow. That's 96. Hold on. September 2024. Oh, wow. I'm wrong about my memory. I thought they endorsed him.
People have a short memory span in this industry.
So you were correct. Thank you for enlightening me. That's why we have a critical thinking platform where we can bring these ideas together and make sure that we give the right information. That's very important. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And
All
remember,
right.
family, we are the media, and now so are you. So please share this content to your network and add your own comments and feelings as you dissect us, dissecting them, because we have to support our fellow content creators. So let's get that algorithm going.
That's it. It's Leon Dion signing out.